Welcome to the channel. This is Clarity Empress, the Empress of Clarity. Here to do a collective energy reading. Hope everyone is doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if the reading resonates with you. I hope everyone is doing well. So let's get this thing cracking nice and early today. Especially because I'm going to have to render this video to make sure you can hear me. Anyway, again, I hope everyone is doing well. Alright. So again, like, share, and subscribe. So, we want to know, Spirit, I want to know, what's going on with your person? I'm trying to figure out, because I feel like I need to pull something else, and I'm not sure what it is. It's like something calling me to not pick that deck up. Oh, homemade deck time. Got it. So what is happening? Not just with your person. It's just collective. I don't really know what's going to come out, but we're going to see, right? What's my collective going through that they need some advice in the spirit? What do they need to know? And then I can go from there. Money concerns. I mean, yeah. You know, with the status of the economy right now, the job market, the school market, everything's in flux, but it's in it's like when I say it's in flux, these stocks are not stable. You got CEOs selling off stuff. Companies got hours and they're laying off. So I get it. You got a lot of money concerns. Alright, so it's how do I invest? What do I do? Alright, tell me more, Spirit. Oh, shame. Okay, so now we got money concerns and shame. You know, what shame is giving me is you probably need to work on your shadow side. It's time to seek support, help, be more vulnerable in asking for help, in the way that somebody, oh wow, look at that, hope for the future, that somebody can support you. Go to the expert. If you have a problem, let's just say that, or you have some concerns about your life and you don't want to tell everybody, one of the best people that you can divulge that information to is a licensed, trained therapist, right? So if you have insurance, it's time to get on somebody's schedule, because these people are licensed and they are trained to hold your secrets, to discuss it with you, to help you unpack it, right? Without shaming you. And if you get one that does shame you, move on from them. Do not stay with them. But the bulk of that is, like, that relationship would be privacy. They are bound by privacy laws. So you should be able to unpack your shame with an individual like that. So if you feel bad about stuff, you get to unpack it. That is where you would go. You got hope for the future. Oh, investment. Oh, shoot. So the money concerns were in the past, but the shame is what you got to deal with now. Got it. Tell me more, Spirit. Stuck. Oh, some people feel stuck. Oh, and fear. What's going on, collective? And secrets. Dang. Okay, collective. Listen. Spirit said in the past you had some, or the recent past you had some money concerns. So maybe you had a major bill come up, maybe a job loss occurred, or maybe a job transition, and you got to get back on track. I've been talking to a lot of people that have had to pay some significant things that just arise out of nowhere, from landlord issues to tickets and fines. restraining order, something like that. But all of it leads back to having to pay a ton of money out to get help to rectify something. Alright, so people are having money concerns. I get it. And again, what this karma will do is will help you tie up loose ends. There may be some shame associated with having to do that, because maybe it highlights mistakes made in the past, or things you overlooked or you didn't catch that could have prevented this loss that you're experiencing at this time. But Spirit said you can't sit in that shame. It's not okay. It's not okay if you're sitting in shame, because we are all human. We all make mistakes. There's no one perfect on this planet. You know what I mean? Some people look like they fare better than others, but we all have, our own things to deal with. So sitting in shame, which is the current energy from the mistakes of the past, is just not conducive to your future. Spirit said you do have hope for the future. So there may be plans that you have, maybe a job you want, a business you want to start, a school you want to go to, something that would improve your future prospects. So there is still hope. That might be in the background of your life, not so much in the foreground, because you're dealing with the money concerns. I get it. But Spirit says stay optimistic. Do not succumb to the shame of your mistakes, okay? Seek professional advice, support, and help. Whether you talk to your accountant, whether you talk to a financial broker, somebody who has more than you. You might be able to borrow some, or you just get advice on how to dig yourself out of a hole. Most people who are successful have had to go through pitfalls prior to getting what they have now accomplished, right? So talk to someone that will not shame you for where you are. This is not go talk to your bougie aunt that looks their nose down on everybody, or your bougie uncle. You go talk to the most reasonable one that's, has maintained, probably in ways you never even knew. They probably had challenge far worse than yours. You never know. Go talk to them. Get advice for your future. Investment. Now the challenge is how to invest your money, how to invest your time, how to invest in your future. That's a challenge and a lesson that you're going to have to, it's individual and based on your personal goals. Like, what is it that you want? Start there. What do you want? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you want the 5-bedroom house, 4-bath, white picket fence in whatever particular town? Do you want to move across seas? Do you want to move across the country? Like, what is it that you want? Start with that. Start with, what do you want to invest in? And that will help you determine where your investment should go. That will also direct the course of the conversation when you ask for help. Because here's my goal. This is what I want. Then somebody can lead you better or offer support and advice better. But again, don't go to people who shame you. Don't go to people who have less than you or haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish on any level. Those people cannot help you. They make things worse because they're stuck. They're the ones that stuck, and they will keep you stuck. All right? Fear, what did they say? Fear is false evidence appearing real. So you have to come out of that fear. Because think about where you are right now versus where you were. Oftentimes when we reflect and we're dissatisfied, it's a lot of times because we're not being grateful. And we tend to have what we prayed for. Or we have already accomplished many things in the past that we prayed for. So you have to know that the situation that you're in is temporary. It does not have to be long term. And then we got secrets. So I'm getting that you or your person, because I don't know if this is a person that holds secrets, but I feel like people are holding a lot of secrets, which is leading to shame. Just know that everything is not a secret, but everything also is not somebody's business. Meaning, you don't have to tell everybody what went wrong. It's not necessarily their business, right? It only applies if you need to reveal your secret, you should know who you need to reveal it to. so that you can get the help from it. Otherwise, I mean, what happens with you is nobody's business unless it's a needs to know basis. And some people worry about their secrets coming out. But I think you should worry less about that. Because if you own what it is that you're experiencing, then no one can shame you. No one can keep you in fear about who you are and what you do. It looks like a sex worker. Somebody's like, yeah, I have an OnlyFans page and I got buku followers and I make a lot of money like that. For some people, that would be shameful because maybe their family is religious and they don't agree with that and whatever. That's their choice. But that's your choice. How you live your life. You don't have to live in fear. They don't pay your bills. They don't put no food on your plate. They don't make sure you're okay, right? So you don't worry about that shame and stigma from them because you still gonna live your life. And if they make you uncomfortable, don't go near them. All right, tell me more, Spirit. Appreciating. Yeah, that's what I said. Some money concerns stem from lack of appreciation. Sometimes you feel like you don't have what you want to have because you haven't been grateful for the things that you have. Some things that feel like money concerns are minor in the grand scheme of things if you can demonstrate appreciation. Spirit said, and make the effort to change things. Tell me about shame. No. More than one. Give me one, Spirit, about shame. Upside down. Yeah, the shame is very loaded, right? Shame will make you feel like you're just not enough or you'll never be good for this or that. Shame will have you hiding. Shame will have you not be your true self. It's humiliation. It's distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Don't let anybody humiliate you. We make mistakes. We do. We make mistakes. We make mistakes, and we're human. We're allowed to make mistakes. Now, if you are humiliated because you keep doing the same thing, then that's a different level of shame because it's a behavior you're choosing. So there's no reason to be ashamed of it. This is what you agreed to. You understand what I'm saying? But if you are ashamed, it's probably because something happened to you. Maybe you were powerless to control it, or something like that. But when you have the power, shame is not your problem. It's something else. That's a little deeper than that. So you can unpack that with your therapist, but you get what I'm saying. It ain't shame if you keep choosing it. Tell me more, Spirit. Black. Hope for the future. So what this black is giving me, the hope for the future is dark energy. I heard a black hole, but not in a black hole like it's just the unknown is what I'm getting. That kind of hole, like you could go through this hole, but you don't know what's on the other side. You have hope for the future, but it's really deeply rooted in what's unknown. But this goes back to investment, right? Because you would have an idea of what your hope for the future would be if you channeled and sat down and kind of just figured out. It's like you might need to create a vision board. Things that you know you want. You know right now in this given day and time that within the next 5 to 10 years I want to accomplish this. I want this to be done. I want to do this next. And I might not know what else is, but going on. But within 5 years, I want to be at this point. And if I go the route that I'm going, I'll be there. I'll be partially there within 2 years and have accomplished my goal in no later than 5 years. Like it's something about strategy and planning that is required for the next step. so that your hope for the future is not a black hole that you just jump into and just wish for the best. You have an idea. How many more? Yeah. You have some faded events coming. Spirit said once you plan, strategize your investment, you will what you invest in can be faded, but without the investment of time, strategy, and planning, you leave yourself to that black hole. You leave yourself to that abyss of things happening to you and not happening with your intention. Really for you in your best interest. You can't leave everything to chance. You got a plan. Tell me more. Got stuck. Something needs attention. Somebody's stuck and needs attention. Oh, they stuck in fear, pride, and ego. And somebody is listening to secrets. Wow. Well, so remember I said I didn't know what was going to come out? Well, somebody has money concerns. This could be you or a person in your life. They're saying their energy is upside down. Their hope for the future is dark because this person needs to plan. You or your person, somebody needs a plan. They need to invest in their future, which requires strategy because it's fated. It's fated to go well if you place investment in yourself. Thank you. It is fated to go well. But it takes time, attention, and investment. Somebody's going to stay stuck if they don't get the attention they need. Spirit said, and stuck because they don't take accountability for their life. Some people think because they take daily responsibility that they take full accountability. But that's just part of it. Paying your bills is just part of life. Planning and strategizing. You know why you need to plan and strategize? So you don't get stuck time wasting. If you don't plan something and you let life just happen to you, it's easy to get stuck because you have no awareness of time. Excuse me, y'all. Also, somebody has just the powder. Somebody has pride and ego issues and concerns. And somebody is listening to this person's secrets or your secrets, right? So you might have somebody that, like if you have a diary or a journal, somebody's watching, reading it, listening to you talk to yourself, or talk to people on the phone. Somebody is really I'm hearing this karmic energy that's really just trying to get into your life, into your psyche. And if this is your person, then it's a karmic that's trying to get in, figure out what this person's next moves are, what their thoughts are, what their resources are. But they also use this against them. So it's like somebody who just wants to know somebody else's secrets so they can use those same secrets against somebody. To strike fear in them. To activate their pride and ego. This person, you may be very prideful, or your person, somebody you know, but this is a lot of dark energy that needs to be cleaned up. Excuse me, y'all. Somebody needs to live in their truth and they're not. They're not. Let's get some tarot on this. Let's get some tarot on this. Moon energy. Yeah, I feel that. Ace of Cups. Somebody may be crying about their future. Maybe heartbroken over their future. You know, one thing people don't realize with accountability, that simply means you take charge. You take the opportunity. You take initiative of some sort to rectify a thing, to correct a thing, to change something. Meaning you do what's right. You do what's necessary. A lot of time people stay stuck in shame, fear, pride, and ego, all of these negative things, and feeling stuck because they won't take action in their own lives. They allow everybody else to take the action. They allow everybody else to do the work. They don't put in any work. So if this is you, collective, you can simply turn something around by the action that you take. Like I said, planning, investment, strategy, all of that. This is what this is what is required to clean everything up, to deal with the shame and the regret, to deal with the pride and the ego, the fear. It's just mainly taking steps. If you got secrets, things that you don't want somebody to know, protect your privacy. Protect your privacy. Don't leave yourself open. You know, you got a phone, don't leave your phone without a passcode that people can't get in your phone. I don't know. I just feel like some people leave themselves open to others using things against them and shaming them and stuff like that. And you don't have to do that. Let's see what this is about, Spirit. Tell me about money, concerns, and appreciation, please. Oh, yeah. Somebody definitely got money concerns. Fail in business, poor financial decisions. This person is materialistic, especially with the pride and ego, instability, obsessed with wealth, status, and possessing. So that's in the previous energy. Somebody's failing in a lot of things financially because of some poor decisions and possibly being very materialistic. I feel like this is a person who was, I don't know, trying to keep up with everything and everybody. Playing the Joneses, so to speak. So they probably bought things outside their means, extended their credit too far, you know, have a lot of debt, made poor business decisions. So whatever they invest in, say they could have been invested in some stock that went up, but then, or some bitcoins or whatever they call it, and then they could have, instead of doing that, they invested in clothing and bags and cars, you know, things that depreciate in value if you don't take good care of it. You know, if they're not doing swaps and resells, then they may be invested in things that don't hold any value. Because if you buy it and you wear it, you can pretty much forget the value going up, right? So this person is, you know, wants to look good based on appearances. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me about shame and upside down. Yeah, lack of teamwork, trouble with collaboration, lack of cohesion, conflict, poor motivation, and lack of commitment. So this person is not getting along with a third party situation, potentially. Maybe they just don't get along with a lot of people in general. Or the people around them are not team players. That's pretty typical in the work environment where you got people who are me and want to impress the boss and want the kudos and maybe want the bonuses, and they throw each other under the bus. But you also have family dynamics that are similar, that people throw each other under the bus a lot. So that's a lot. So yeah, this is what's going on. Somebody's life is not going well. But I get they fake it. They fake like everything great. This person has an alter ego, or they code switch a lot. They act one way when it's really another. Tell me more, Spirit. Two of Cups. Yeah, hope for the future. Okay, so a relationship or a partnership may not be. It may be what they hope for, Um, they may even see eye to eye with somebody at times, meaning they have a shared understanding. But it doesn't mean it's like that. With the black is telling me what direction is this going. This is somebody who has not set the requirements for their relationship. For example, I watched this video. I thought this was interesting. It was a woman and a man. And the man was in the passenger seat. The woman was driving. And he gave her a ring. And said, here, let's get married or whatever. And he put the ring down while she's driving. And then he didn't hand it to her. He didn't make no effort. He didn't get on his knees. He did not show her any ounce of romance when he did that. And they had been together for 10 years. She was like, I don't want the ring. At this point, I wanted the ring maybe 5 years ago. So she was just going through the motions with this person. She didn't even want the ring at this point. And he, videoed her to shame her, or at least attempt to shame her, when he was operating an F-boy kind of energy, right? He kind of was a king of wands in reverse, because he thought, well, I might as well, because, I've been there doing that long. And what a lot of men will say is that they pretty much know off the rip if they want to be with a person or not. It doesn't take them 2 years, let alone 5 years, to figure out if this person that they are engaged with, or with, rather, not necessarily engaged, is the person for them. So if it takes a man that long, 9 times out of 10, they have a mutual and shared agreement on understanding, but she's not necessarily the one for him. And women, we sometimes we wait and, hoping to be the one, hoping to be picked. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes we get it quickly too. Like, yeah, this guy, he ain't feeling me like that. And the way, nature has set us up, a man should make that decision, because most times they know it's not natural for a woman necessarily to engage a man. I'll say it's definitely not natural, because we typically, don't do that. It just does not, it don't even feel right. When you watch it, it's like, I don't think it's just a society thing. It just feels weird. The man usually chooses what he wants, and the wife, or the female, or the woman tends to agree or not agree. But he usually makes that step. Usually. Not always. Me and mine, it was a mutual discussion. But we also, it did it within 2 years. It was definitely within 2 years. How long was it? No, it was in a year. We made the decision in a year, and was married within 2 years, because we had the plan. But I know everybody's situation ain't typical, so you got to take it how it resonates. I'm just telling you from life experience and observation. Some people have these mutual agreements. Some people mutually agree never to be married, just to be together. But I feel like the hope for the future with this situation is unknown, because there's no set understanding as to what this is going to be. So if this is a business partnership, we don't know, we're not sure where this is going to lead. What are we trying to do in 5 years? You understand what I'm saying? And if this is a mutual romantic relationship, rather, they could just be hanging out, talking about, this is my girlfriend and this is my boyfriend forever, and nothing ever occurs, and then one day they break up. There's no marriage, there's no divorce, there's no nothing. They just split ways. And if you get too comfortable in a situation like that, and there's assets, it gets very ugly. A marriage ending is ugly. But think about how you don't have claim to something that you put energy into it, or you got used to and comfortable with. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, if somebody don't get their head together Missed chances, lack of foresight, deficiency, frustration, insecurity, stingy, bad investment, and poor planning. What did I say, y'all? Somebody got a plan. They need to know where they see this going. Whatever this is, whether it's business or relationship, you need to know where this is going. You need to have requirements. You need to have standards. At the very least, have some standards. Because if you don't, you just gonna miss. First of all, what I said about stuck earlier is that when you get into a situation that you don't plan anything, you don't invest anything, you don't see what the future can bring, then you just basically it's a time waste. Because we just living. All right, we might live our best life. We might go on a couple vacations. You know, that's what you do when you're young. You don't really necessarily have a long-term plan, especially in your 20s. You don't really, it's just, I want to just live. Then you probably start towards your late 20s, start saying, well, wait a minute now. I done been here with my girls. I done been here with my dudes. You know what I'm saying? We done went here with the vacations. I done did all of that. Now, what am I going to do with my future? That usually occurs in your late 20s. And if you are with somebody and y'all are not you don't have standards with this person, you are going to spin your wheels and waste time and miss other opportunities because you don't have no direction of what your opportunities should be, where your passions, where your goals are. Tell me more. Wow. And that causes barriers, slows your pace, postponement, chaos, losing momentum, hastiness, pessimism, not prepared, and sluggish. So when opportunities come your way, you will be stuck because you won't know what to do. Way to clarify spirit. Wow. What's the bottom of the deck? Devil energy. Now this devil's in reverse. So it's over. So this is the challenge. This is ultimately where things are supposed to lead. To overcome an addiction, emancipation, regaining control, claiming power, release, freedom, and detachment. I will confront and overcome my limitations. Well, what are your limitations? Shit, what is your goal? I mean, if you don't have a clue and you just, alright, I'm going to do this, and I know the next step is going to be this. Alright, and then the next step is going to be this. But then, let's just say you open up a business, right? And you didn't do your business plan. But you know, this could make me a lot of money. Okay. Alright, you can make a lot of money. What's a lot of money to you? You got to know what that is. For somebody, they can spend $100 in supplies, and a lot of money is $200 to them. For some other people, they can spend $100 in supplies, and $2,000 is a lot of money to them. Someone else could spend $100 in supplies and flip that into, $20,000. It all is relative to what you believe is a lot for your time and your effort. But that requires strategy, dedication, devotion, planning. And this permeates all areas of life. Like, it's not just money concerns. It's not just, my career. It's not just my business. It's also love. It's also family planning. This is why you got to be careful and strap on something or use birth control, because you don't want to. This is the kind of energy that you'll be going down the pike and then poof, y'all pregnant. Now y'all don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all ain't unified your whose benefits the child gonna be on. Or somebody's not married, and matter of fact, this just happened. So there was a couple. I had done an event, and the guy in charge of the location I was at was saying, if you need me, call me, but I have to go to a wedding that's kind of spontaneous. And he started to tell me all about it. He said, well, what ended up happening is that the couple were together for some time, and then they got pregnant. Now, they're not married. Now, the family is all for them getting married. They're all for it. But they waited. They waited. So, right before she gave birth, they got married so that she would be, her and the baby would be covered under his insurance since it was better than hers. You see how that works? Like, they had to scramble around and just hurry up and pick a date and get married right before, because they kind of were just coasting. Not to say that every aspect of their life is coasting. Maybe not. But in that instance, they kind of were really laissez-faire about, well, are we going to get married or not? I don't know. But they bringing a whole child into this world. So people can get into situations where you get ready to bring a child in this world and you're not planning. It doesn't occur to you to the 12th hour. She literally, I think, gave birth maybe a week or two after the child was born. But you know, immediately he had to put in a claim of a life event to add her onto his insurance. That's the only thing that would save them and cover that child, because having a child is very expensive in the hospital, y'all. So yeah, especially if he has some type of state insurance, because he worked for the state to some capacity. So your life could make a major turn, and not in the best way, if you don't strategize, if you don't know what you want, if you don't have standards. You gotta raise your standards. You gotta have some. How about that? Alright. Let's get some angel guide oracle on this. Dang. Hold on. So I'll surrender already. What advice does the collective need to know about what's going on, about life in general? Joy and contentment. Yeah, you know what? Joy and contentment is beautiful. I'm telling you, you have that in the early stage of your life, when things are taken care of, every bill ain't on you. You could go take trips, you can go live, you can have joy and contentment. And guess what? If you plan right, you can plan some joy and contentment a little later. But you can't stay in this energy only. There's a reality that hits when you want to grow in life. It's a change. It's something that you go through. How many more? Oh, that's too many. Spirit say you gotta listen deeply. More spirit. Inner child healing. Yeah, a lot of this, this lack, this pride, this fear, this ego, this shame, regret, all that stuff is rooted in inner child healing, meaning it is required for you to do some inner child healing in order to get unstuck, in order to have growth in your life, in order to see your future, or in order to have standards, really. Because depending on how bad your childhood was, your inner child healing needs to be a priority, like a huge priority. Come on, man. What I say? Raise your vibration. You gotta raise your frequency. What I say? Raise your standards. Right? Have some. That's something you need to do. What's the bottom? Earth and ground. So you got to also be rooted in common sense. What makes sense that gives you the stability that you need? What gives you a sense of safety, right? When you plan your life, it feels a little bit safe. It's not like you can control everything, right? But you can control the direction that you choose to head, right? If you make your decisions based on your planning, then you can steer the ship a bit, even though there may be things that pop up and you have to deal with it. you have a better handle on what direction that ship is going to go, and it doesn't have to steer that ship into oblivion. You don't have to. That black hole will not exist, and you won't be stuck and postponed and have barrier after barrier, because you can figure out how to navigate around those barriers, right? You can go through life more prepared if you are more grounded in what it is that you want. If you start to raise your standards and your vibration. If you choose better and get out of lower frequencies. You know, and it's a choice, really. Because if you just take a step back and look, because that third party is here, the Three of Coins, lack of teamwork. If you look at why am I not getting along with these people, or why aren't they getting along with me? Because your frequency is different. Your vibration is different. Y'all not going to get along. You going to feel alone. So you got to change your circle, change your tribe. Ask for help to the right individuals that won't keep you stuck. People that are invested in helping you get better. Have a clearer picture of what you feel like that investment should be and shouldn't be. And then focus on meeting the challenge of those things that you set as standards for yourself. So take it how it resonates, y'all. If you like a personal reading, my books are open over the weekend and early next week and the week after. So you can always email me, and then we can book a time that works mutually beneficial if you would like a personal reading. But in the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comment section and let me know if the reading resonates with you. Thank you for coming to the channel, y'all. Peace.